Welcome back, you beautiful duelists you, to the second part of my Vanguard shenanigans. Today we're going to check out what changes I've made to the deck recently, and we're also going to look at some of my duelist statistics. One sec. Hey, duelist statistics is a thing, right? Like, that's an actual thing people say. Alright, alright. So anyways, yeah, we're going to check out what changes I've made to the deck and some of my dueling statistics, so let's get looking. So back in the day when I used to be a huge Naruto duelist, I still am, Naruto is still my favorite card game if anybody's wondering. I used to play online all the time at a place called TradeCardsOnline.com. After trying that Vanguard area thing that people have been suggesting to me and just not being able to figure it out whatsoever, I went back to my old stomping grounds to see if maybe by some miracle they had Cardfight Vanguard. And lo and behold, they do, and the community is actually pretty bumping. There's normally about 20 duelists on all the time. So I registered my deck and I got to dueling. And let's see, how can I put this? To be scientific, I did 10 duels so that I could get a pretty accurate win-loss ratio. And let's see, what's a really scientific way of putting it? I got my balls handed to me on a silver platter. Yep, that's right. I sucked pretty hard. I went 2 and 8. My first match, oddly enough, I won against a gold paladin deck, which I thought was kind of strange because people were talking all over about how hard gold paladins were to beat. I beat them pretty hard. Then I proceeded to lose 4 matches. 3 of them were against Shadow Paladins, and 1 of them was against a Royal Paladin. Needless to say, things were looking pretty grim. Then I managed to pull a win out from a great nature duelist. I admit that one was kind of lucky because, he tried to guard and he had 4 damage, and I had to pull out a critical trigger, and I stepped over his guard and did 2 damage to win the game. And then I lost against 4 more Shadow Paladin decks. So I picked up the bloody pieces and teeth and decided to go and remake my deck. So let's discuss my deck changes. Now I'm not actually going to put my entire deck up here because if you watched episode 1 then you should know what my deck is, and I'll just tell you what the changes are. And if you haven't, then go watch that really quick. I mean, come on, it's the most popular video on my channel. Just go check it out. First things first, Uriel baby, we need to talk. See, I didn't get why people don't use you in their deck until I actually went out and used you in my deck. I learned how to play Vanguard by watching the show. In the show, normally people had roughly 4 to 5 cards in their hand. Based on this assumption, Uriel was supposed to be a really great card, because when I played her, she took one of those options away, and they only had like 4 or 3 cards that they could defend with. However, in practice, people seem to have many, many, many more cards than that. There were times when I played Uriel and I looked up at my opponent's hand and I just thought, how on earth do you have 63 cards in your hand? We're only playing with 50 card decks! And needless to say, if your opponent's got 11 cards in their hand and you take away 1, they're just going to laugh at you and your 10k rear guard. So I took her out and I will probably never look back. I also took out Dark Cat, but not for the reasons you're thinking. In the first episode, I explain why I don't think letting my opponent draw 1 card is that bad if I get to draw a card too. Naturally, people are going to assume that I took Dark Cat out because I was tired of my opponent drawing 1 card. This, however, is not the case. I didn't take him out because I was bothered with my opponent drawing 1 card, I was always bothered with the card that I drew. I know that sounds incredibly petty, but being able to draw that 1 card didn't really seem to help me out as much as I was hoping it would. And after he hits the field, if he's just going to be a 7k vanilla rear guard, then I might as well just have another Gemini or something. Lastly, I took out CEO Amaterasu. I wanted to try, man. I wanted to try to keep at least one of her in the deck. Just take the hit. But honestly, she just doesn't fit as well as some of the other cards that I decided to put in. So goodbye, CEO. Maybe once I become a better duelist, I'll figure out a way to fit one of you into my deck. With all this new space, I put in a 4th Tsukuyomi. I know I said in the last episode that it looked really clunky to run 4 Tsukuyomi grade 3s because, well, I don't want to be stuck with them and have to play them as rear guards. But actually, number one, she actually doesn't make that bad of a rear guard. I mean, people love that Mocha chick, and she only got up to 11k, and that's only during your turn. I mean, she can't intercept, but she hits pretty high numbers. Plus, in 3 of those games, I ended up accidentally not being able to get Tsukuyomi, grade 3, like at all. Because I would use each Byoshi's skill, and there would be a grade 3 Tsukuyomi there, and I would put it at the bottom of my deck, and I'd be like, okay, that's 1. And then I would go for the grade 1, and I would get the grade 3 again when I was looking for the grade 2, and I'd be like, okay, that's 2, and then I'd take the third one for damage. This almost exact same scenario happened to me 3 times, so I just decided to put a 4th Tsukuyomi in the deck. For my grade 1s, I could choose between either putting in a 4th Gemini, or I could put in another Milk. And here's the thing, I wasn't seeing Milk often enough. Like, I just wasn't. She just wasn't there. I wouldn't draw her, or she would end up 1 as damage, and the other one would be lost in the deck somewhere, and I just wasn't seeing her. So even though I probably should have put in a 4th Gemini, I put in another Milk, because I need to see her more, and I'll explain why. The last big change, I would actually like to thank somebody who commented on one of my videos for. See, after Tsukuyomi wasn't working out too well, I was thinking to myself, well, that's it. That's it. I'm going to have to go being a battle sister duelist, and I won't be able to run Tsukuyomi. It just isn't viable, and I'm not doing it right, and I'm just going to have to run battle sisters if I want to win. But then, somebody, like a gleaming light of hope, came onto one of my videos and commented, well, why don't you just try putting Battle Sister Cookie into this deck? And I was like, haha, you can't do that. She's running Solace deck, so you have to not have any soul to play. Oh, wait a second, you don't have no soul to play her. Oh, well, but if I played her, then I wouldn't actually be able to draw. Wait, wait a second. She has Tsukuyomi's skill, although you can only use it once. But you can use it once, and you don't even need to have anything specific in your soul to do it. But wait a minute, she's only a 10k Vanguard. She only hits for... My god. So being the nerd that I am, I immediately went and ran some number theory. And here is what I found. Cookie, you beautiful, beautiful nun you. Cookie can hit our ideal 21k using literally any card in the deck, including a Weather Girl Milk that isn't powered up. Her condition of having 4 damage in her damage zone is so trivial, I don't even really consider it a downside. Chances are, if I've got a grade 3 out on the field, I'm probably going to have 4 damage, and if I don't, I'm about to have 4 damage. And on top of all that, she naturally calls out a 20k guard against 10k Vanguards. Honestly, I didn't even consider this a possibility. I had no idea I would find a combo strong enough to call out 20k on any kind of Vanguard with any kind of power. So Cookie was a good tech choice. Thank you again to the fan who brought this to my attention. You guys all rock. After making the changes, I went back and had another 10 matches, and what I got I couldn't even believe. I went from a deck with a 2 to 8 win-loss ratio to a deck that has a 9-1 win-loss ratio. If any of you want to play me and see the deck in action, all you have to do is go to tradecardsonline.com and make an account. The accounts are free. You can also pay for premium membership, which is free for 2 weeks. That will give you a few more privileges. Also, if you do happen to go to tradecardsonline.com after you watch this video, it would really, really help me out if you put my name in the referral box. My name is Yumagure, should be up on the screen now, so go ahead and put that in. And if you happen to see me in the room, then by all means, challenge me to a match. If you want me to challenge you to a match, just call out my name in the chatter box next to all of the duelists. As soon as I see somebody say something like, hey Kudou, I'm probably going to challenge them to a match. Oh, quick warning though, I do not play against all Japanese decks anymore. Yeah, it just doesn't work out that well for me. Plus, my deck is kind of banned in the Japanese meta anyway, so I will only play against your deck if it is an English-based deck with maybe 1 or 2 Japanese cards thrown in. My next step from here was going to be to make a Shadow Paladins deck, because I've always kind of had a thing for the Shadow Paladins artwork and their playstyles, so I was going to do them next. But there are just so many Shadow Paladin decks out there that I think I'm just going to pass for right now. I don't really need to reiterate what everybody's already saying about them.
So now that I'm happy with my OTT build, what I'm actually going to do is go and make an Angel Feather deck, because I really do enjoy the artwork for Angel Feather cards, and I want to see how they play. So if you have any Angel Feather tips for me, leave them right down there in the comments section below, along with questions, comments, concerns, whatever you got, just leave it right down there. Don't forget to have a rearguard attack that like button, and pull a subscribe trigger to stay up to date on the latest Kudou news. Speaking of subscribers, we hit our first 100 subscriber milestone. I want to thank everybody who subscribed to me so far. It really means a lot to me that this is working out as well as it is. I've wanted to do something like this for a really long time now, and it just really means a lot to me that it's going as well as it is. And I obviously wouldn't be this far if it weren't for the over 100 of you now out there that are watching me and leaving comments and subscribing and so on and so forth. So sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to every single one of my subscribers. Enough with the sappy stuff. So, I didn't really get any ideas for what anybody wanted me to do for my 100 subscriber special, so what I decided to do is I'm going to go over a tournament Madoka deck. This will be the channel's first live deck profile, so I hope you guys will enjoy it. Stay tuned, and here's to another 100.